illegal concrete factory being dismantled. Finally, Mingo received house lot days before election, and arrogant businessmen hinder national development. I am Noriko Bullford, and welcome to tonight's edition of Uncut News. Before we begin, do you have something important you want to leak without revealing your identity? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at telephone number 592-659-6151. The illegal concrete factory back of South Rumveldt is currently being dismantled, according to Housing Minister Colin Crowe. Crowe said the authorities would contemplate the next steps concerning the actual concrete manufacturing plant. And by that, I hope he means that they're contemplating which flight to deport the colonizers on, as no one wants them here. There's a pending case against the company, Superior Concrete Incorporated, and the CHNPA is named as a respondent in that suit, as they didn't even receive approval from them nor the EPA. In fact, out of pure frustration, the residents occasionally set up barricades on the access road just to block the whole operation because people are just pissed at this point. Meanwhile, Andrew McDessie on Tuesday night denied any involvement with the company Superior Incorporated, except that his company was maintaining the access road. Poorly, I might add. He's been maintaining the access road poorly. According to the Minister of Housing, Spreadsheet Mingo received the house lot last year, just 3 days before he made an application and exactly 1 month before the election. In one document dated for February 1st, 2020, Mingo and his wife were allocated a house lot at Plantation Experiment Housing Scheme on the west coast of Belize. He was required to pay at least 50% of the $500,000 property by March 3rd, 2020. However, a second letter, dated for February 4th, 2020, shows that Mingo made his application a full 3 days after being allocated a house lot already. The forms were signed by a number of housing officials, including then Junior Minister Annette Ferguson. Ferguson refuses to answer any questions on the matter. I wonder why. Former fraud-convicted deeds registrar Azina Bosch is back on the job. This comes several days after she successfully appealed the fraud conviction last month. She had been sent on administrative leave in May of 2017 after she was first charged with the fraud offense. But now that the sentence has been set aside, she was free to come back to the job. In March 2020, Bosch was found guilty of fraudulently procuring over $4.5 million between 2014 to 2017. She was accused of unlawfully paying herself gratuity and a higher salary than what was approved by the JSC. In fact, the JSC retired, or expired, at least that session of it, expired that year, 2017. Magistrate Daly ordered Bosch to repay the full restitution to the state, but thanks to the work of her lawyer, Nigel Magic Numbers Hughes, she doesn't have to pay a dime. The police are currently investigating a multi-million-dollar check fraud scam. According to the cops, a group of fraudsters cashed over $9 million in forged checks supposedly made on the behalf of the GRA. While the fraudsters claim to be associated with the GRA, Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia denied that there was any fraud on their end, as they currently possess all of their original numbered checks. Nevertheless, the police are investigating possible collusion between persons within the GRA, bank employees, and others. The police have since arrested 1 man and 2 women. This is Best Buy's car of the day. On sale is this 2015 Audi A3 luxury sedan. It comes with push-button start, LED lights, fog lamps, mag rims, new tires, Bluetooth, DVD, stereo, reverse camera, and much more. Buy cash for $4.6 million, or pay down as low as $920,000 down with around $88,000 monthly, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rose Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them the Rico sent you for this sweet deal. And by the way, you people with duty-free, you could get this deal for just $3.1 million. Just saying. This week, Junior Public Works Minister Deodat Indar visited this site near number 63 Beach, where BK International has allegedly been scooping away the sand from under everyone's feet. According to residents in the area, the company has been treating the land above the coastline as their personal sand mine. Indar says that the trucks were removing sand from the reef leading to the Rip Rop sea defense structure in the area, taking that sand to another sea defense site at Criverton, where the company is working currently on Rip Rop. They are only doing this because a private resident is claiming ownership of the state land and thus gave them the permission to dig up the sand. The matter is currently being addressed by the Sea Defense Board for remedial action. On International Nurses Day, the Ministry of Health said it has suspended 2 of the nursing programs being conducted at the Charles Rosa Nursing School in Linton after accusing the school of structural discrimination against applicants from outside of Region 10. According to the ministry, preference is given to nurses in Linton, while applicants from other regions, such as Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9, were given nominal placements. The Health Ministry said batch number 66 and Class 17 will be reviewed to balance the intake before classes can restart. The explanation was issued after the opposition criticized the decision, saying that it was ill-conceived at a time when the nation is grappling with the pandemic and trainee nurses have left their jobs to pursue nursing careers. In 2018, there were intakes of 2 batches of professional nursing students, batch number 64, and an intake of 36 students for the professional nursing program, with 29 students from Region 10. All the students from this batch will be graduating this year. Russian Guyanese joint mining venture and part-time employee abuser Innovative Mining Incorporated has admitted to committing several labor infractions and has supposedly promised to correct them. Supposedly. Company executives met with the Labor Ministry yesterday after receiving several complaints from miners regarding wages, overtime, and granting of leave. According to the minister, the miners were only being paid $8,000 after working a 12-hour shift. The Labor Department will be working with the company to ensure that it falls in conformity with the law. If not, they will face a fine that even the minister admits is far too small given the nature of the infractions. Meanwhile, the police are still investigating the assault on the Guyanese chef by one of the company's guards. Are you a truck owner that is losing money due to downtime while you wait for your parts to be imported? Now that is just stupid. Truck parts are already in Guyana at Powder Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts. They stock spares for DAF, Bedford TM, International Freightliners, and Cummins engines. Check them out at 1161 EE Eccles or WhatsApp them on 6970171. Tell them Noriko sent you and get a discount. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 186 new cases. There are now 333 persons dead, with 12 persons in the ICU and 1,696 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the nation now stands at 14,845. So please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. 1 week after he was struck in the head with a piece of wood, this morning 24-year-old Kurt Stephanie succumbed to his injuries. On May 6, Stephanie was involved in a fight allegedly over a pack of biscuits. Police said Stephanie had first attacked the suspect with a piece of wood. However, the suspect managed to unarm Stephanie and use the same wood to lash him in the head. An investigation is currently ongoing, allegedly. On Tuesday morning, 6 construction workers were robbed by armed bandits while at their worksite in Lilliandor. 2 of the employees were reportedly assaulted by 2 of the men who fired a round off in the air before robbing each of them of their cash, cell phones, and jewelry before escaping. The police currently have no leads. Do you want to grow your money? Sell digital top-up. Become a top-up vendor through Cellular Plus and make some extra cash to supplement your income at your business or your side hustle. Call 685-3109 for more info. And now for our stupid news of the day. Whether it's APNU or the PPP, the government has touted foreign investment as the best means to developing the nation. But as we've seen with the concrete factory and the Russian miners and even Exxon, foreign money in this country often comes at the cost of the dignity of the average Guyanese. Keep in mind the colonizers at the cement factory are not leaving in response to the community. In fact, they're only getting the boot because they insulted the minister. And the only reason the mining company is promising to clean up its act is because the assault went viral. But you know what didn't go viral? The fact that that same Russian shot a man weeks before. I could go on and on about these colonizers, but unfortunately, the culture of disrespect is not exclusive to the foreigners. As the DDL Pretty Paul saga will show you, even fellow Guyanese businessmen are not safe from the assaults of arrogant businessmen intent on profiting on their fellow countrymen. But these same offenders are the same ones who get contract after contract from the government. The same government who was elected by the very people these businessmen then take advantage of. Irony, sad cycle, right? In fact, this is why people need to pressure their government to actually defend their rights from people who really don't care about anything but profit. So, if you ask me, sacrificing the dignity of your citizens in the name of national development is pretty stupid. Moving on to our Uncut News viewers poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, what should we do to reduce our nation's import bill? Harry Gourwa said, our nation is already producing lots of homegrown fresh produce. They have to continue doing so. They don't have to buy imported stuff. All over the world, food stuff went up because of the pandemic. Michael Clifton said, Guyana needs its own cargo airline since the cost to export and import with a foreign or privately owned airline would not be feasible. And finally, Owena Bruce said, the previous and present government both dropped the ball when it comes to food sustainability. When the pandemic arose, Grow More, Farm More campaigns should have begun, seeing as how people had a lot of time on their hands. This would have resulted in people using a lot more local and reducing our foreign import bill. Good point. So for tonight's question, how should we respond to the culture of disrespect present among big businessmen in this country? Think about that question, tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Friday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Enrico Bulford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.